Ready. Let's turn to Ken Vogel, the chief investigative reporter for Politico. Good evening, Ken.
Hey, pleasure to be with you, Keith.
Working backwards, Sarah Palin endorsed Christine O'Donnell in Delaware. There's no room for her now. Does this have something to do with the ascendancy of Michelle Bachmann by any chance?
Certainly. I mean, there is a real competition to be the face of the Tea Party, and it's particularly important for folks like Christine O'Donnell and Sarah Palin, to some extent Michelle Bachmann, because at least in O'Donnell's case, she has become sort of a political sideshow and a joke. Sarah Palin is at risk of following suit, particularly as the Republican Party tries to, fittingly, or in fits and starts, coalesce around a presidential candidate. So Palin needs to distance herself from some of these folks who are regarded as sort of more fringe and keep herself in the center of the political spotlight. That's the reason why she wants to be at this event and to have the stage to herself. However, the confusion over it also evidences something that has plagued her from the very beginning, since she's been on her own after her star turn as the 2008 GOP vice presidential nominee, which is her extreme lack of organization. She just has no organization around her, partly due to the fact that she seems to lack the ability to trust folks to delegate responsibility, and as such we've seen a long series of these snafus, scheduling snafus. This is no different, and I think frankly this is one of the reasons why she would have a really difficult go of it were she to declare a presidential campaign, because she's just so disorganized. Is
there any truth to that rumor about Monday and the announcement in Iowa, and more importantly, does it matter anymore? Has the horse gotten out of the barn for her?
I think to some extent the horse has gotten out of the barn, because if she were to declare, she would be at such an organizational deficiency and deficit, and when you combine that with the fact that she is so polarizing and has this long history of gaffes, I think that she would certainly be a factor in the GOP presidential field and would probably make things harder for Rick Perry and Michelle Bachmann, but I don't see any path to nomination for her whatsoever.
Romney and the Tea Party scheduling a competing rally in the same park because he dares to come over and try to win their votes. I mean, has there ever been in politics, supposedly on the same side of the ball, a stronger "don't let the screen door hit you" message than that one?
Well, this is really a dilemma. It highlights a dilemma for both Romney and the Tea Party, and to some extent the Republican Party. The Tea Party has long been fractious and riven by these rifts, these personality rifts, as well as ideological divisions over whether to endorse, how much to affiliate with the Republican Party, and which candidates to endorse. And Romney really embodies this dilemma. On the one hand, you have Tea Party groups that want to be a player in the process, and they recognize Romney as a player in the process and potentially the eventual nominee for the Republican Party. So they want to have ties to him. They want to bring him in. They want to have him speak to their activists. And then on the other side, you have the more purist strain of the Tea Party, which says, hey, this guy represents everything that we oppose. He's big government. He's the sort of precursor to Obamacare, and we want nothing to do with him. His ability to navigate that dynamic, particularly now that he has pressure from the right, from Rick Perry, who seems to be coalescing the Tea Party support, is going to be a major factor in whether he is able to win the nomination. And the Tea Party's ability to put aside these rifts is going to be a major factor in determining whether they're going to be a force going forward in American politics.
Let me throw a curveball at you from our earlier topic, Ken. We had Brian Beutler explaining that he believes that, from what he can tell, that the Speaker's office just did not recognize the date that the President proposed for his address to the joint houses of Congress as the date of the Republican debate. There's now a report that Jim DeMint has put out a statement saying he will vote to object to the President's request to speak on Wednesday. They're going to have a vote over whether the President's going to address Congress? Is that where we are right now?
This is a real power play here, Keith, where you have the Republicans trying to not just coalesce around a presidential nominee during a fractious process, and having a key event in that process being this debate, the first debate at which Rick Perry is going to be on the stage. And then you have the president, who is more than happy to see the GOP primary process continue in this in this increasingly bitter kind of manner, and is happy to steal the spotlight to some extent and force them to respond to his terms.
A vote. Ken Vogel of Politico, always a pleasure, sir. Great, thanks.
My pleasure.